It is Wednesday afternoon, so we've been having an organic inspection all day. So I'm up on the spring calving unit, just having a look around. In the dairy at the moment, here's our buffer tank for when the tanker turns up during milking. We send the milk in here, so we can suck milk out that tank out there. There's our filter and whatnot, ice plate cooler, what comes in really handy, all to do with when we want the milk, when they come to pick the milk up straight away. So they could come now if they wanted to, the tanker. He could come and pick the milk up straight away, and we'd be ready because this milk is cooled through that ice plate cooler straight away. See, cows on milking is 3.1. Got a non-return valve here, bottom fill tank. There's the cows there. We're on milking at the moment. All cows going through the parlour at the moment. Just started milking, so they're all lined up coming in. Getting very heavy in calf now, getting a lot slower going across the road and whatnot. See, that's quite fat. Got good condition about them though. So they're in at night now, so we've been getting so much rain. They do go at night now and again when it's dry. We have a couple of dry days to go back out at night because there is a nice bit of grass out in the field, but they're in at night for quite a long time because it's so wet. Here's our Polaris Ranger, what we use for getting them in. So we're on our second one now. The first one got stolen like 2 years ago, so we got this one. Tim's put some extra lights on the front of this one because these lights aren't quite bright enough because this farm gets very foggy. So we got a tow hitch on there too because we keep getting stuck all the time. Got a flashing light on the roof for when we get the cows across the road and whatnot. Good solid little machine. I like them because we've got a cage what goes on the back here for when we get the calves out and the spring out of the sheds. So we've got a big cage what goes on the back. This opens up and then we just put the calves in. You put 4 or 5 calves in and it's great. And then we've got a calf trailer too for hauling them about, what's handy. This does a lot of work. It's a real workhorse. He's a good machine, and we know they do break down now and again, especially this one because he's about 5 or 6 years old now. He's a 65 plate, so he's done a few years. But we know a lot about him, me and Tim. There's a lot of things on the front and back and what we fixed ourselves. We've got parts off of eBay and whatnot. So yeah, there ain't much we don't know about him. Get through 1 set of tyres on the whole lot every year. Every year we've got to put a new set of tyres on. Here's the sheds where the cow's going to come in a minute. I'll show you in a minute. The cow's gone in. This is 1 of 3, the shed. So we've got enough space up here, probably the house 400, but the farm's not big enough for 400 cows. 300 is about the limit with the grazing, especially being organic. We've got a bell and a straw chopper there ready for tomorrow morning. We use about 3 bells a day at the moment. It will go up to 6 and probably 8 when we start calving. Got the straw outside. We usually have a straw in here, but now we've got the cows in at night. We've got no shed space, so all straw's got to be stored outside. We don't buy a lot of straw. We bought 4 load up front, ready for the winter, but then we'll buy it load by load as we go through the winter because it's getting stored outside, so it won't get wet. Here's one of the sheds. So we'll do another couple of days and then we'll clear this whole shed out, all the sheds. Straw is very good this year. It's helping out. Usually when we bring the cows in, that's when you can get mastitis or the cell count and batter scan is going to give you grief. But this year, even though it's been warm and wet, they're doing really well. Touch wood. Don't like to trump myself. Got a bit of hay in the racks now for them. That one there, look at that. See, some are getting very heavy. That one there is getting heavy. Well, they're all getting heavy actually. I don't know why I keep saying they're getting heavy. We know we're getting heavy. Cows on the self-feed there, just coming out. This is the second side to come out the parlour. Third and final shed here. These are all old grain stores, so we ain't got much air. They're all linked up. We could do a bit of Yorkshire boarding on side instead of tin. That's the only thing our downfall, I suppose, if we had to improve anything, is put more Yorkshire board in, let the air in, whatnot. But it's going all right at the moment. And all this yard is outside. It wants covering up really. Should get a grant for this like we did down the other place. There's a lot of water runs to the lagoon, but we also got a lagoon out there where we sweep all the muck. So we've got quite a biggish lagoon, a fairly newish one too out there. So that's the yard scrape on the ramp there, and we just pushed the whole lot up. Nice and quick it is. Don't take long to sweep up down here. It's okay there, gone in the shed. Just going for a sit down. Here you are, waiting to come in. This side here is finished. This side here is going on. A few slow ones here. Cower gets a lot more. 16.1. This one here, it's good at 8. So that one, you're talking 8 for carver, I expect. If we look there in the books, you'd probably be a late. This one about, going on their milk, they tell you in the milk. This one here would be early March. This one here, what didn't get bugger all, it'd be February. This one, February. So this is where they come out to. So this is the front of the parlour. When they finish being milked, this side and this side, it's a whole line up through there. They just walk straight out, straight on this. We've got a fair bit of space here this year. Sometimes that size count comes right back to where, so we literally get the yard scraper through here when we have a good crop, but this year has not been that great. So we haven't got overly amount in there, so that's why we're putting hay in to try to string it out at the moment. So we use the hay out, the silage, that's got to last right the way through calving and everything. So we're going to use a bit of the hay up now, put them on hay, all hay when they dry off. And then they will have to still eat the silage because now we've opened that silage can, want to keep it fresh. And it's in the yard. So string it out a bit. Cow's still getting 1 kilo of cake. This is where we walk down through when we're TB testing. We just walk in front and then do them in the next. Works really well. Works ever so well actually doing that. I'd rather do that any day than do it in a crush. It's just so fast. And they better turn up and do it and I ain't got to do nothing. As long as they all got their ear tags in, that's one thing you've got to do. You can just stand in the parlour pit and milk. They do kick a little bit, but I wouldn't say we do a hell of a lot. This cow's here coming out. Walking straight out onto the selfie. Come on. Can you see they walk out without having to use the stick? We ain't got to beat them out at all. They just walk out. You've got to drive the odd one out, but you don't need no sticks or anything. Here they are coming in. Come on in. That heifer I pointed out in my last video is just calved. There he is there. Calf here. Where's the calf is? Oh, a heifer calf. He's just walking on in. Here we go. That's great, that is. Walking in the holding pen. They're coming in well, the heifers this year. We've had years before when they just kick like mad in the parlour. But this year just come in nice and calm. Milk out well. Alright. Go on in. Right, I'm going to haul this one out to the farm. We're halfway through milking at the moment. So she can go straight in the back of the parlour. I'll put the calf in the shed. She should go back in the calf night. Go on. Go on. Right, there we go. Just got to get a cow. Go on, it's not this one. It's barren, I reckon. That one. Right. Go on. Stay there, I'll go and get another. Right, here we go. Milkers are half milked. Got a bit of space at the back of the yard here. So I'm going to let this heifer out. Straight in with the milkers. One heifer there. What we bought at market on Saturday. Here we go. Go on. Keep going with the milkers. And go back in the shed with calf night. First of all, she needs some cake. I'll put a collar on her. I've got to make a collar on her. There's no heifer there. What calf the other day? There she goes. If she went in a parlour now, see, she'd flash up. So there's no way they can milk her without acknowledging it. So that's what I like about this parlour. It's like if you say I put a cow in, a dry cow or whatever, if she went straight in there and straight in that parlour, it'll flash up on the Demetrons, on the GA units. So they can't milk her. They'd have to press OK and acknowledge that she's there, and then they hold her milk back.